Hello, everybody. We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome to Mind Talk. And I have a firecracker. Somebody so important to me. Somebody who has been with me for years, but the last 2 years of my life, she has been very, 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 very important to my healing journey. She has been the strong friend because I'm always the strong friend. She has been the listening ear, the sounding board to keep me sane from crashing out. I am thrilled to have Miss Courtney joining me for Mind Talk. So let's get into the conversation today. We're going to be talking about healing out loud and doing it unashamed. Healing out loud and doing it unashamed. So let's just start here. Courtney, tell the people who you are, what you do, and most importantly, where have you been?
Well, hi everyone. I am Courtney Joyner. Um, I am the founder, owner, CEO of Adorned by Court. It's a lupus foundation for women with lupus. Some of you may know I have a website. It's called Adorned by Court. We help women with lupus. We make hair pieces for women. We have services for women with lupus, anyone that's lost their hair for lupus, with any medication that's caused their hair to fall out, alopecia, lupus, cancer, what have you. The website is up, Adorned by Court, actually designed by yours truly, Kiara. I also have Mrs. C's mac and cheese, and I also have eye essentials by Court. Those are products, all natural products, lip glosses, etc., beauty care products. You will find a few of those also on the site. So that's a little bit about me. Next, where have I been?
This question has been asked a lot because we both have been on a hiatus for a year.
Oh,
So
yeah, it's been about a year.
back on the
Yes.
scene, back in action, ready to work, ready to build, ready to move. So the people have been asking, where is Courtney? What is she doing? Where have you been?
Where have I been? I have been on a healing journey. Healing. And for the first time, actually, in my life, I have been healing unapologetically,
Hmm.
actually. I had to do it unapologetically and unashamed. And it came to a point that I had to hearken to the voice of God and really hear Him. Sometimes we get caught up in people and the voices of people that we miss the voice of God. And for once, I actually heard the voice of God, and it came with a crushing.
Mm.
I don't know if anybody has experienced a true crushing, but I was riding one day and I was driving, and I heard God. I was experiencing some stuff in my body. I am a cancer survivor, lupus survivor, and I was just dealing with some stuff that kept reoccurring. And I kept saying, "Lord, what is this?" And I was like, God, I got over one thing, and then here comes something else. I got over that, and then here comes something else. And the God I was riding, the Lord said, "You gonna listen to me?"
Hmm.
I'm like, And I don't know if anybody's ever experienced some weird stuff that God is saying, and you was like, God, you really talking to me? Is this you really talking? But sometimes God will talk to you in a way that he'll get to your level. It could be like a kid like level, kindergarten level, but he'll get on your level and he'll be like talking to you and saying some stuff and it's some not making sense, but then it's making sense. So that day he was making sense but not making sense. And I'm saying, God don't talk like this. This is not the voice of God. And I'm saying to myself, the devil will play tricks on you too, because he'll make you think that's not God, but then it really is God.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't make me wreck this car. So God said to me, he said, you this time you're gonna know it's me. He said, because what you're doing is you're so used to running to people,
Oh.
the same people over and over and over and over for the same thing, trying to get the same result. Yeah, it's okay for people to pray for you. It's okay for people to speak over you. It's okay. All of that is fine. But at some point you're going to have to learn to do it for yourself. If you want to be healed, you're going to have to learn to say, physician, heal thyself for yourself, and believe that you can lay hands on yourself at some point and be healed, not just keep running to people to do it all the time, and know that it can be done. You're going to have to find that place in your house and sanctify it and be able to go to it and do it for yourself. And I'm listening to God and I'm saying, he said, because you're so used to balling up, running to this one, that one, and sometimes that's fine. But when are you going to trust me for yourself to do it and not another all the time? And I'm thinking, whew, I'm hit. Because that's what I was used to doing. I was always used to running to somebody else. I was always used to saying, picking up the phone, calling this one, calling that one. Can you, can you, can you? And God was saying to me, when are you going to trust me wholeheartedly? When are you going to trust me to be able to do it? When are you going to trust me to be the healer and not somebody else? When are you going to trust me to just be the end all? And I'm like, okay, I get it. But he had to break me. He had to bring me to almost death. He had to bring me to surgery after surgery, doctor after doctor. And I had to yield. I had to. There was no other way. No other way. So it had to come with some separation. It had to come with some not answering the phone. It had to come with some leaving messages on red. And I know some people are saying, oh, so that's why you didn't answer me. So that's why I couldn't get a response. If you're listening, I could not move until God released me to move. I could not answer until he gave me a release. I could not do anything until he released me to do so. And I never thought that I would get to that point, but he had to break me. He had to bring me to the crushing, and he did. And he hit me with my health. So for the person that don't understand what that means, you're looking at the person that had to be brought to the point of what that means. That means when he separates you, you have to be separated. When he removes some people, they just have to be removed. And if they don't understand, then they weren't meant to be a part of the fold when he releases you back into the fold. When the release comes, they just weren't meant to be. When you reach back out to them, when you see them and they don't want to be a part of your life after God releases you, they weren't meant to be in the fold. They weren't meant to be a part of what he's done or what he's repaired or put back together when he put the pieces back together. And you have to just be bold enough to accept it. You have to accept what God allows. And that's where I am. I'm unapologetic at this point. It's okay because I know what God has done. I heard what he said, and I'm living proof because I'm sitting here talking to you. I'm healed and I'm whole. So when he does a thing, you see a thing.
Yeah.
And so you just have to be unapologetic, and you have to walk in it. And then the next thing I heard God say to me, that you have to, he said, yes, one can chase 1,000, two can chase 2,000. He said, you have to trust me. In this season, you are the one, and you have to trust me to be the two. You
Mm.
don't need another.
The only person you need is
That
him.
didn't make sense to me at first, because in when you hear pastors and preachers and other people say that, it means something totally different. But God meant it to be something different. He said this thing got to be between me and you.
Hmm.
He said it can't be between anybody else but me and you. Your healing is dependent upon me and you and nobody else. So you're going to be the one, and I'm going to be the two. And this time, when it happens, when your healing comes, you're going to know that it was me that did it and not another.
Hmm.
The one and the two. And I had to think about that thing. I was like, oh my God, I've never heard it put that way. But only God could put things in a way that only you and him understand.
Yeah.
Because that's y'all love language. That's you and God love language. That's not meant for really anybody else to understand sometimes. So when he put it like that, I went to Kiara and I said, girl, do, I said, God just told me. I said, wow, did you see how he just put it? But he has to do some separation sometime.
That's an important factor.
People have to hurt you.
Shoo.
People have to crush you. People have to leave you. And people have to teach you. But when they teach you how to do things for yourself, how to pray for yourself, then they can't get mad when you do it yourself and you let God do it.
Hmm.
The mature thing for them to do is step aside and let God do it. Don't get mad at you because you can't talk to them. Don't get mad at them because you don't communicate with them during that time. Understand it because you taught me how to do it for myself. Don't get mad. Because you taught me how to pray for myself. Don't get mad. Because you taught me how to sit by myself. Don't get angry. Because you taught me how to do it. So it came with a crushing. So for anybody out there who's struggling with healing out loud and struggling with people pleasing, seek God first.
Seek him first. Seek him
Seek
first.
Him first. I'm so unapologetic because I had to go through those surgeries. I had to go to those doctors. I had to take all that medication. I was the one that couldn't talk for a while. I had the one to walk around with stitches and staples. Nobody else.
Hmm.
I had to listen to those bad reports. Nobody else. But I had to obey God. And you can't tell me I ain't fine right now. But it was all God's doing.
Hello.
That was just to make y'all laugh.
Hello.
But it was all in his timing.
All in this time and
It
then
was
part of the
all in
healing
his
process.
timing. It was all in his timing. So that's where I've been.
So glad to have you back on the scene. So glad to have you back. You talked about healing, and we're talking about healing out loud. So when you think of healing out loud, what does that mean to you? Because a lot of people, oh yeah, I'm healing out loud. I'm healing out loud. Healing out loud. But what does it really mean to heal out loud?
To me, healing out loud means to share your journey with your sisters or your brothers. Don't gatekeep. Share how you did it. Be the strength for your sister that may be struggling. Um, be positive, walk in positivity. Always lift your sister or your brother up. Let them know that it's okay to heal out loud. It's okay to be unapologetic. It's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to hibernate whenever you feel the need to hibernate. It is okay. It's okay to take time for yourself. That's my biggest thing. I'm going to take time for me. I don't care. I'm going to take my day. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to go do whatever I want to do, but I'm going to lift my sister up too. I'm
Mhm.
going to find, if I see that she's having a bad day, I'm going to check on her. I'm going to make sure she's good. Um, all of that. Healing out loud is just not for me. Healing out loud is for others. And if they see that you're healing out loud and you can be that beacon, be it for somebody else, not just for yourself.
That's a fact.
Yeah, we all have to live. And living means more than just breathing. It's more than just breathing.
You said some amazing things. For me, healing out loud is speaking, like you said, what I've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
When I created Let's Vent, it was to be a safe space for those needing to voice everything needed through talking.
Mm-hmm.
I went through this last year. Les Vent was not on the scene. I didn't want no parts of anything because how can I be something for somebody when I wasn't that for myself? I was walking in a place of embarrassment for what I was going through. I was ashamed because it was like, really? To put a mask in front of everybody, but behind closed doors, really going through. So now, over the year, in my healing out loud phase, I'm sharing my story. It may not be with everyone, it may be with those who need to see, well, how did you get past being in a mental health facility? I'm going through this. Like, how did that's part of what I had to go through. So in the healing phase of healing out loud, I'm not ashamed to tell that story no more. I'm not ashamed to say, this what happened to me. I just had to go through this. So it's a good feeling actually when you do heal out loud because what you show and what you say actually match what goes on behind
That's
closed
important.
doors. And that's the important part. Mine didn't match. I was saying this, oh yeah, I'm so happy, I'm so at peace, I'm so this, and this. But behind closed doors, I'm drinking, popping pills, I'm doing all kind of things to really mask what I was feeling. So it took a year of literally just didn't want to be bothered with nobody to find me. And now in my healing out loud, without being unashamed, healing out loud, now it's so much peace that comes with that, so much happiness that comes with that, because I don't care what nobody has to say. Oh, you that was the biggest mistake of your life. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you feel that way that I decided to go back to school and finish my degree. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you feel how you feel. That's not going to change that I'm in a happier space now, a peaceful space. And healing out loud, I'm telling everybody, I am in so much peace right now. So much peace. The smile I smile is genuine.
That's
Genuine.
right.
Genuine. Even when going
Mhm.
through physical things in my body, I'm still like, I'm okay. I'm not gonna let it tear me down and have me all down and just I'm okay. Yes, I be in pain all the time. But because I'm healing out loud, I still y'all, I got fibromyalgia and it's kicking my tail, but I'm still good. I say it with a smile now. Before,
Mhm.
oh Lord, Lord, just so depressed and just down and just ugh. But the healing out loud for me is my story. What I'm saying is matching how I actually feel.
That's right.
That's what it means for me.
Mhm.
So the next question, the beauty in the quiet place. You know how butterflies go in a cocoon to evolve and just go through the process of becoming something better, something more beautiful, something different. We too go through a quiet space. And for me, I had to go through a lot last year. A lot. And those that know, I'm not going to go into details. But other than that, that quiet place that I was in was to shape me for where I am now. You see a beautiful butterfly now that's not afraid to speak, that's not afraid to walk in boldness, like I've been told, who's not afraid. So, can we talk about the beauty of the quiet place? Let's talk about that.
The beauty of the quiet place, I too was in a dark place at one point, a very dark place. And the dark place was that I allowed people, and we have to take accountability for what we allow. A lot of times we allow, my problem was allowing people to purposely mishandle me and mistreat me, because I knew the type of, we all know the type of people we are and the heart that we have, be it in relationships, marriages, family relationships, whatever ship it is, because everything around us involves a ship. So we are in any type of relationship, family ship, work ship, whatever.
Right.
We teach people how to treat us. And so whether you have a good heart, whether you're a good person, or whatever. So my problem was always that I allowed people to mishandle me, because I
Hmm.
always had a big heart, good heart. So I always allowed people to mishandle me, because that's just the type of person I was. But the thing that broke me was, this year Christmas time, and I think in my 57 years of living, I was hurt, and I went into a dim, grim place because I went somewhere and something happened, and somebody else allowed, somebody that was close to allowed somebody to mistreat me, and they didn't correct them.
Hmm.
And I was, when I tell y'all, I can't even explain how hurt I was. And I was hurt. And it took me back to a place where everything in all my years just toppled on top of me. It just all brought back everything. So I went into just cutting off everybody. And I think that was the time that God said enough was enough.
Hmm.
And that was when the crushing happened. So it was just like a domino effect. And so that's when he put me on my back.
Yeah.
That's exactly when he put me on my back. It was right after, right during Christmas time. And he put me on my back. And he said, it was almost like he said, that's the final straw. You either gonna get it now, you're not gonna get it. And
Hmm.
so it was at that time that I realized that I was tired. Sometimes you just realize when you're tired. And so I got to that point of just being tired. And I was talking to my other sister friend, and I was just venting. I had a less vent moment, and I was just going in. And I was like, Lord, I need a woosah moment. And I had a moment. And finally, I settled down, and I went through that phase. And after those months went by, like Kira said, it's almost a year. It seemed like a year went by so fast.
So fast.
And then I was just like the butterfly, the cocoon, the butterfly in the cocoon. And it's so funny you said the butterfly, because during my birthday in February, one of my coworkers bought me a butterfly farm. And I actually had a chance to birth a butterfly farm. And I watched the butterflies turn from the cocoon into real live butterflies.
Hmm.
And to actually watch that, it was like watching me, because
Transform.
it was a process,
Yes.
and it was my own process. And because they had to stay in this cup for 21 days before they actually turned into real butterflies. And I videoed them. and they went from being a little ugly. Oh, and when I say ugly, oh my God. And I was like, Lord, did you take me here? I was, because I was crying every day. I was depressed every day. I was down every day. And I was just like, who is this person? But that started, and it took me to the first story that I gave y'all when God said, it's the crushing.
Mm-hmm.
But cocoons, those things are ugly. I don't know if y'all ever seen them. They're ugly, worms looking things. But when they birth into beautiful, beautiful butterflies, they turn out to be so beautiful and precious. And then you cherish them. You begin to love them. And so after you go through all of that and you see the beauty of them and you feel new,
Yeah.
brand new, and they're colorful, and you just cherish them. And every day I looked at them and I took pictures of them and I just cherished them. And then I saw the new me, like now.
Yeah.
I see the new me, and I love the new. I love what God, the transformation He's made in me. I see the different me. He did not create me to be hard. He did not create me with an external core, even though I tried to, I went back, as I told y'all about the person that I felt wrong. I tried to right the wrong, and they took my good and still turned it for evil. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. But it's okay. I'm still healing. I am still
Yeah.
healed unapologetically, and I'm still healing out loud. I'm still walking in my unapologetic self. My journey is still unapologetic. I am still walking in my high heels of unapologetically me. I will not turn back. I will not come down. I will not do it any other way.
Nope.
I won't.
Mm-mm.
I am still blossoming. I am a new color of a butterfly every day. My stripes are different colors every day. Um, and that's just the way that I'm going to be. I will not turn back. I will not turn down. I will not is the word for me. It's just
Mm-hmm.
not going to happen. And so I admonish the next person that's on this journey or trying to get the strength to be on this journey. Trust God for everything.
Mm.
Listen to Him, not other people. And if you listen to Him, because I'm sure you've heard Him, you just wasn't sure that's whose voice you've heard, because we get caught up in listening to people.
That's a fact.
Yeah, we get caught up in listening to people, and we're so accustomed to that. We call the good girlfriend all the time, and it's okay sometimes. But sometimes we have to turn the phone off. Sometimes we have to stop listening to reading the text messages. Leave them on red sometimes. It's okay. And if they're your true girlfriend, or if they're your true friend, they'll understand. Because
Mm-hmm.
trust me, Kiara, she'll leave you on red for a week.
Y'all hear that?
But you can't take offense to it. If you know them like you say you do, you won't take offense to it. You just know that they need that time.
Yeah. And I think that's the big, that's like really important, especially when it comes to a close relationship in your healing out loud
Hmm.
journey. You have to know, if I'm your sister, I'm your sister. If you're my brother, you're my brother. And we have to know when time is needed and not take it in a
Take
offense.
offense.
Okay, Kiara must not be in her talking mode, because those that know me know I do that. I do go in there. I don't
Mhm.
want to be bothered right now because I'm trying to reset my mind on my journey. And sometimes you have to take a step back and say, "Hey,
Regroup.
I need this little time for a minute. Don't get mad at me, but understand." And that helps with the healing out loud as well, because having a core of people who get where you are and not feel some type of way when you do revert back to kind of just protect yourself, to go back into your cocoon for a little bit, not for a long time, but just a moment to say, "Whew, that triggered me. I need to kind of step back and having people around you to get it without getting offended makes the process of healing so much better. So much better.
That's
That
right.
was good. That was good. So we're talking about healing out loud, and you kind of gave a few pointers. What are some pointers you give to the one struggling on the healing out loud journey? Because people say it, oh, I'm on this healing journey. I'm healing out loud. But in reality, most people struggle with the idea of sharing their story. Most people struggle with the idea of, well, if I do this, then people gonna think this. It's gonna go against what everybody believed. So to the person that's afraid to heal out loud for the sake of saving other people's feelings and saving other people sanity and things like that, what are some pointers you would give to the one that's struggling?
Well, we kind of pretty much said that you have to connect with people that are going the same way you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important to have like a your core circle. You have to hang with like-minded people and be very leery of the people who um, are with this group today, and when it's not working on this side, they're with another group tomorrow, because then you're all over the place, you're confused. So if you're struggling, it's just like alcoholics and drug addicts. If you're recovering from drug addiction, then you can't hang around people that are
Yeah.
using drugs. If you're trying to get off of drugs, you can't hang around people that are using drugs. You can't be in the same arena or in the same area with people that are still using drugs if you're trying to recover. So you have to be separated from those type people. So if you're trying to be on a healing journey, then negative environments aren't for you. Or
Oh,
people who don't understand where you are, those are not that's not your audience. That
yeah.
makes sense. You
Yeah.
have to be with people that you can relate to. You have to be with people who understand where you are at that point in time. Um, like, let's vent. If you going through something and you're on a healing journey, then let's vent is where you need to connect to. Um,
Bet.
yeah, and if that's just like if you know that you're going through cancer, or if you're going through a health issue, then those are the type people that you need to be around at that point in time, to help you. You don't need to be around negative people, negative Nancy's, or um, Billy Bob, or Silly Sue, who's going to go and tell all your business to everybody about what you're going through. Time you get off the phone venting, then she's going to get off the phone and go and call Sally and tell Sally that you going through this, or your husband just cheated on you and you're melting down. No, those are not the people that you need to be around. That's not going to help you heal. That's going to send you into an upward spiral or a downward spiral. So you need to really know who you're connected to and who you're hanging around and who you really venting to. So you need to really find people that understand where you are at that point in time. And then also you really need to really be connected to God first, and have a strong faith-based relationship with God. And that is going to be the starting point. You got to have faith and you have to trust God in all things. And that is where it begins, because it doesn't matter who you're connected to. If you're not first connected to Him, nothing else that you do is really going to matter. So if you start there, then He'll direct you and guide you, and then you can't fail. You won't fail, but you have to do it with all your trust in Him, and then He'll direct you and guide you, and then everything else will line up. But be very careful who you connect to, as far as friends and groups and all of this. I'm pretty much a loner. I don't really connect to a whole bunch of people. I ask God to direct me and give me just my faithful few. I don't really like people like that. So I really don't, I'm not very trusting. I'm kind of like Mm.
Okay.
So I'm okay with who he's given me, and who remains after this, during this healing journey. I'm okay with it because I'll let him choose for me. I won't choose for myself this time.
Hmm. To piggyback on the pointers for me, to the one that's struggling with trying to heal out loud, don't focus so much on the people and what they
Right.
would say,
That's
because
right.
that would keep your mind so messed up, because now you're overthinking. Okay, I put this as my caption on Facebook, because a lot of people, they worry about the image on Facebook. So it's okay, if I post this and say it like this, then that might make such and such mad, so I don't want to post it. So now you're struggling with, are you really, am I really happy? Do I really feel like I look like the best thing smoking? You're starting to go back as opposed to making steps forward. Don't be afraid of telling somebody, I went through this. This is how I was feeling. But now I can say, I don't pop pills no more. Like, I can say that and say it proud, because that's where I was. And I don't have to think about, oh man, she in the church and she was popping pills. Like, that was in my head. I can only speak for myself. And that's what we
Hmm.
talking about, the healing journey, the healing out loud, unashamed. And for me, I was ashamed to say, yeah, I was in church, but I was so depressed. I was popping pills to not feel nothing. So now, in a place of being healed and unashamed and healing happily, I say it because it's going to help somebody else. And I'm not worried about, okay, the church people going to judge me, or this is going to make me look this way. So, to the person that's struggling, stand in your healing. You went through it. You're in a better place now. You don't have to share it on a open platform like I do. You don't have to share it how anybody else share it, even if it's just with one person and they're coming to you talking. That's you still healing, and you're healing out loud because you went through it, and now you're able to talk about it without crying.
Hmm.
You're able to talk about it without thinking, okay, if I say this, this might offend somebody, or they might think, oh God, you're thinking of what people will say. You're able to be free and be really free in your healing journey. So just try not to put the emphasis on what would people say and how would people think if they really knew your story, because you don't want to go through turmoil in your mind thinking of, dang, I really shouldn't tell my story because people going, you don't want to go through that. I've been there, and I am not going back. Be free and
Be free.
for real. This time, I've said this multiple times throughout the years, but this time I can say it's a good freeing feeling to not have to think of, ooh, if I share this, what would people think? My thing was, I overthought what other people thought of my life, how I felt, what I was going through, which is why I wasn't able to be free, because I was afraid to speak up. And a part of healing out loud is you speak on your story. And I was afraid. I'm not afraid no more. You want to ask me? Sure. I've been through that. That happened. I was in a mental health facility for 3 days. Yes, I was. Was it fun? No, I really wanted to get out of there. But things like that happened to get me to where I am now. To be able to tell somebody when I used to work at a gas station, I just got out of a mental health facility. Girl, me too. To have that conversation and have peace shows people that you don't have to be ashamed because it happened. I'm able now to talk boldly about my story without thinking of what would people say. So my point is, be free from the opinions of others in this healing out loud unashamedly. Be free from what people may think or feel. That is so important to me. So in closing, Miss Courtney, leave
Yes,
us
ma'am.
the most important thing you learned so far doing your healing out loud. journey. What is the most important thing that you have learned that you feel would help somebody else on their healing out loud journey?
The most important thing that I've learned, just to piggyback off of what you just said about sharing your story, that's one of the most important things, is because it will help some, your story will help somebody. The Bible says we overcome by the words of our testimony. And that can save somebody's life just by telling your story, letting somebody know what you've been through. Um, Unapologetically, and I can't say that enough. Never be ashamed to tell what you've been through. And when you were saying about being in the mental facility, I don't know who on here remembers Charter by the Sea. I was in Charter by the Sea for 2 weeks.
Whew, I barely made it 3 days.
Two
2 weeks is
weeks.
wow. Oh my.
I was in Charter by the Sea for 2 whole weeks, and the crazy thing about being in Charter, I actually liked it there.
The food was good. Now. The food
I
was
liked
good.
it there, and the reason I liked it there is because I had a counselor that told me. She said the person that's in the that is in the mental institution is never the person with the problem. It's the person that caused you to be there that has the problem.
Ah,
I never forget. I will never forget that. That is what she told me. She said it's not the person that's in there that has the problem. It's the person that caused you to be there that has the problem.
mhm.
And I end up being like a little mentor while I was in there. And so I say that to say this: if you need help, seek help
Ooh,
and do it unashamed.
come on.
Do
Mm.
it unashamed. Don't be ashamed to seek help if you need it. I
Yes.
don't care where you get it from. Don't let anybody drive you crazy. Nobody. If you need, that's why Let's Vent is here.
That's good.
That's why Adorn is here. It's too many outlets that we have.
That's good.
Seek the help. Don't be ashamed. That's why we tell our stories. That's exactly why. I'm a domestic violence survivor. Tried to kill me on MLK Day. Beat my face in so bad I thought I never looked the same. We all have a story of some sort. At the end of the day, never be ashamed of your story. Tell it, because it will help somebody. Somebody probably on here listening now probably got slapped up yesterday, but
Yep.
is ashamed to tell. I've been molested by the same abuser. Somebody is probably on here ashamed to tell it. Tell your story. Went out of town not too long ago, met a young lady at the cash register from right here in Savannah, but she was not in Savannah when I happened to ask her one question. And if you could have heard her testimony, she did 25 years in prison. If you could have heard her testimony, and it all came from me asking her from her accent where she was from. But she's from Savannah, but she was not in Savannah when I met her. But her story will blow your mind.
Mhm.
But you're gonna meet her. You're going to meet her and hear her story, but it will blow your mind. She did 25 years in a federal prison.
Man. Man.
But
Mm.
and just ran into her on a whim, working in a Ross
Wow.
in another city.
Wow.
But what she went through, man, listen. And it was just by her testimony. Listen, never be ashamed to tell your story. She helped me just by listening to her story, which was not even relevant to mine.
Mm.
So I say, no need to struggle. Be who you are. Walk in what you've been through. Walk boldly and unashamed. Because if you're still breathing and you're living, you made it through it.
Made it through.
And you made it through to be able to tell somebody else, to help somebody else. And if we can do more of that, we could be a stronger people. We can be a much stronger people and bind together to help the next person and the next person and the next person get through some of the things that they're going through.
Yes.
Yeah. And social media, y'all got to know. Social media is not it. Is everything we see and we read, and we need to stop getting caught up on social media. I have not been on Facebook. I don't go on Facebook. Every now and then I pop on Facebook,
Literally
but
every
we
now and
can't get caught up on Facebook. Like Kiara was saying, that's why we get so mentally mingled up, because we so afraid, and social media just dictates our every thought, and then we become emotionally wrecked because we
then.
want to see who hit our likes, and if we don't get enough likes, then we're going crazy and we in a spin and this, that, and the third. Social media is not it. Channel that energy into something else.
Please.
We read a post and then it becomes us. No. So
Mm.
to the person that's struggling with healing unapologetically, put that energy into you. Journal. I've learned to journal. I write.
And y'all that's been following Let's Vent for a while already know that's been one of my key points at any session. Get you a good journal.
Yeah,
I mean, get
journal.
you.
I write
I have
every
plenty of them.
day. I
Yes,
love notebooks and tablets. I journal.
yes.
Yeah. So put those thoughts that you're thinking when something you see something on Facebook that you don't like, or something on social media, flip it,
Yep.
journal it. No more struggling, people. Turn it into something positive.
Struggling. Mm,
Change your circle. Positive.
that's it.
Positive, positive. We thinking positivity. If I don't leave you with anything else, the word is positive thinking, and don't be afraid to share your story.
Yeah, 'cause that's what healing out loud is. You're
Yeah.
telling your story out
Even if
loud.
you want to inbox me and tell me your story, I will listen, because I'm sure I can tell you mine, and we can share stories. If it's going to free your mind, free your mind, but don't be a prisoner of your own mind.
Please
That's
don't.
the thought for the night. Do not be a prisoner of your own mind, of your own thoughts. Don't, because I'm living. I'm not dead. I'm much
Living.
alive.
Living for real.
For real. And out loud and unapologetically.
Say that one more time. I don't think they heard you loud enough.
I'm living out loud for real and unapologetically. And I admonish you to do so too.
Clock it. Well, y'all, this has been another segment of Mind Talk as we talked about healing out loud, what it means to heal out loud, giving you pointers, and telling our story unashamed this time. Healed for real this time.
Mhm.
I'm about to start crying. This
No, heal
is
for real
a
this
good
time.
feeling. It's a
No
good feeling.
playing.
For real this time. So only thing I can say is to those on their healing journey and trying to get to the healing out loud phase, find peace, whatever that may look like for you, find it and stick to it. Don't worry about what people have to say. Don't worry about how people may feel. Focus on you to better you. Be free. Be free, completely free, and be healed for real this time. Y'all can visit my website. It's on the screen. Join me again next week. It's gonna be a good topic. I'm working on. Um, this one is gonna be really good. Y'all know I don't tell y'all the topic in advance, so just join me next week. visit my website. And if you want to have event session or have me come and host event session at your church, your women's group, your youth ministry, your teen, whatever, your job, just send me an email. Let's Vent by Kiara is back, and we are here for you. And yeah, so until next time, see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.